मधुरया गिला वल्गुवा गया बुध मनो गया पुष्करे क्षणा विधि करीरिमा वीर मुह्यते अधर सिंधुना व्यायस्वना श्रीनंदनंदना यशोदा जी वना हे श्री दामोदर हे श्री माधवा। तो कल हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया कि किस तरीके से कोई भी साधक अपने भजन को हमेशा छुपा के रखता है। जितना ज्यादा छुपा के रखेगा अपने भजन को, उतना ही उसका भजन सेफ रहेगा। क्योंकि ब्रज की जो भजन है उसकी तुलना यहाँ पे किससे की गई है? कपूर के साथ, जो कि हवा में आते ही इवेपोरेट हो जाता है। तो इसी के लिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने कितनी बार बोला, तो बताया कि महाप्रभु खुद कह रहे हैं कि मेरे पास तो 1% भी भाव नहीं है, मेरे अंदर 1% भी प्रेम नहीं है। नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर भी बार बार यही कह रहे हैं। हालांकि वो ये इसलिए नहीं कह रहे कि उनके अंदर प्रेम नहीं है, ये वो इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि उनके भजनों को सुन के, उनकी वाणी का गान करके, उनकी लिखित भजनों को गान करके हम लोग भगवान से प्रेम प्रार्थना कर सकते हैं। आमी तो दुर्जन सदा कामरत। हाँ, तो जब भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर ऐसे लिख रहे हैं कि अ, मेरा जीवन, हमारा जीवन सदा पापे रत नाहिर पुण्य लेश, इसमें ये नहीं कि उनके जीवन में उनका सारा के सारा जो जन्म जो जीवन है वो पापरत ही है। उनका जीवन पढ़ के देखो, आपको कहीं पे लगेगा ही नहीं कि उनका कोई जीवन में उन्होंने कोई पाप किया भी होगा। लेकिन आचार्यगण इस तरीके से लिखते हैं ताकि हम लोग भी प्रार्थना करके इसको फील कर सकें। मैं तभी कहता हूँ कि सबसे जरूरी चीज, जो सबसे जरूरी चीज है वो ये है वैष्णव भजन। आज कोई भी बंदा बहुत जल्दी कैरिड हो जाता है। कोई भी व्यक्ति जो है वो नहीं समझ पाता कि रूप गोस्वामी सनातन गोस्वामी जी गोस्वामी पाद ने हमें क्या दिया है क्या नहीं दिया है। उसके लिए सबसे बड़ा कारण यही है कि उनको अपनी जो गौड़ीय वैष्णवों के जो वैष्णव भजन है उन्हें वो नहीं पड़े। और देखो ना, एक व्यक्ति गोलकिशोर दास बाबू जी महाराज, उनसे कोई पूछता था कि प्रेम कैसे मिलेगा, कहते प्रेम तो 4 आने में बट रहा है। 4 आने में मतलब 25 पैसे में, 1 रुपए में, राइट। एक 25 पैसे का 1 आना होता था, तो उसको 4 आने बोलते थे, तो 1 रुपया हो जाता था, है ना माता जी, करवती माता जी? एम आई राइट?
हाँ जी प्रभु जी।
25 पैसे को 1 आना बोलते थे ना?
नहीं 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 नहीं, 1 मिनट।
25 पैसे को गुरु जी 4 आने
25
बोलते हैं।
पैसे चवन्नी चवन्नी, हाँ, 4 आने,
4 आने
राइट।
बोलते हैं
आने
उसको।
बोलते थे, चवन्नी अठन्नी, अठन्नी है।
58 50 पैसा हो गया।
तो 4 आना जो होता था वो 25 पैसे होता था।
यस प्रभु जी।
तो फिर 1 आना कितना होता था?
1 रुपी।
अबे 1 आना,
1 आना मतलब 1 पैसा।
तो 4 आना उसके हिसाब से 4 पैसे होने चाहिए।
हाँ ये तो है, लेकिन उसको ना वहां पे टर्मिनोलॉजी उसका वैसे यूज किया गया। 4 आने मतलब वो मतलब 1 रुपया को 100 करके ना उसको डिवाइड कर दिया 4 से, तो 25, तो इसलिए 4 आना ऐसे कैसे बोलते हैं उसको।
चलो चलो, एनीवेज, 1 आना
प्रभु जी हरि बोल। मैंने
सेम।
अपनी मम्मी से पूछा है तो वो कह रही है 1 आना मतलब 6 पैसे।
6 पैसे, हाँ वही मैं बता रहे हैं यहाँ पे।
तो 6 चौक 24 हो गए ना।
हाँ वो, और वो 25, 6.25 पैसे।
हम्म,
इसीलिए 4 आने का मतलब होता था एग्जैक्टली 25 पैसे। तो कहते थे कि अगर तुमको कृष्ण प्रेम चाहिए तो 4 आने में अवेलेबल है। कितने में? 4 आने में। शिव 4 आने में 2 किताबें मिलती हैं। एक किताब का नाम है प्रेम भक्ति चंद्रिका, एक का नाम है प्रार्थना। तो जो व्यक्ति ये दोनों किताब पढ़ लेगा उसको कृष्ण प्रेम प्राप्त हो जाएगा। तो अपने भजन करना न कहीं भी यथा तथा का बहुत गुह्य मीनिंग है। अब उसके फर्दर क्या बोला जा रहा है देखो। Sri Rothadas Thakur has written a beautiful song which aptly describes the mood. The first and the last verse of this verse says, Gora पहु न भजिया मैनू प्रेम रतन धन हेलाय हराइनु। यानी कि alas, failing to worship Sri Gaur Sundar, I have neglected the most precious treasure of prem and lost it. बोले कि मैंने चैतन्य महाप्रभु को नहीं भजा तो मैंने अपने जीवन का सबसे जो बड़ा जो मेरा धन था उसको खो दिया। केना वा अचैये प्राण की सुख पाइया नरोत्तम दास केना ना गेला माइया। Why I am living? This is the standard of my happiness. What is the standard of my happiness? Rabindranath Tagore says, why did I not die long ago? मैं मर क्यों नहीं गया? In this Kirtan, Sri Narottam Thakur expresses in a very soulful mood. No problem. I'm in a class recording later. A heartbreaking scene. When we sing the Kirtan, however, we do not weep, and repentance does not appear in our heart. This is our problem. In his humility, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur कहते हैं, हे गोपीनाथ, आमी तो कामेर दासा. O Gopinath, beloved of gopis, I'm the most faithful servant of lust. Has he told an untruth or has spoken honestly about his feeling? The answer is that when bhakti comes, these genuine feelings of humility also comes. Although immersed in a pure devotion, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur really feels that there is no bhakti in his heart. Such a great devotee compare their own bhakti with the Mahabhav or Srimati Radhika and the gopis and think, where is my prema? I have not prem, nothing at all. They feel and act as if they are on the level of needing to practice sadhana bhakti, but in fact, they are spiritually orphaned. इसको इस तरीके से भी लेते हैं कि अब एक है मुकेश अंबानी, एक है अनिल अंबानी। अनिल अंबानी जो बैंकरप्ट हो गया। अब जब अनिल अंबानी बैंकरप्ट हो गया तो अभी भी जाके देखो जिस घर में रहा था उसी घर में रह रहा है, मर्सिडीज में घूम रहा है, राइट। मतलब अगर वो बैंकरप्ट हो भी गया तो उसका ये थोड़ी ना कि वो नमक के साथ रोटी खाएगा। क्यों नहीं खाएगा? क्योंकि उसकी एस्पिरेशन आई है, बिग मैन, राइट। तो कहते हैं ना जब कोई अमीर आदमी बैंकरप्ट होता है, इट इज नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर हिम टू कम बैक टू बिकम अ रिच मैन अगेन। लेकिन कोई गरीब आदमी जब अमीर बनता है और वो दोबारा गरीब बन जाए तो दोबारा अमीर नहीं बन पाता। फिर उसमें भी कहानियां सुनाता है, अरे मेरा बहुत टाइम पे बहुत पैसा आया, मैंने खूब ऐश करी, ये किया वो किया। क्यों? उसकी सोच ऊंची नहीं है, उसकी सोच हायर नहीं है ना। तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि जो वैष्णवाचार्य हैं ये अपना प्रेम एक न्यू फाइड वैष्णव से कंपेयर नहीं कर रहे हैं। ये अपना प्रेम कंपेयर कर रहे हैं गोपियों से कि गोपियों में इतना वजन है, इतना प्रेम है, उनके प्रेम के सामने मेरा प्रेम तो जीरो है। अब यहाँ पर शुरू होती है रियल एबिलिटी, क्योंकि एक्चुअली में उनका जो गोल है वो बहुत हाई है और हम लोगों का गोल जो है वो क्या है कि सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का। इससे ऊपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है ही नहीं, है ना। So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once wrote a commentary on Nyaya. At that time, Raghunandan had also written a commentary, which he deemed superior to all others. One day, as he and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were traveling together in a boat, they discussed the commentaries and they had each written. Raghunandan was very curious to see Mahaprabhu's commentary and asked to look at it. Mahaprabhu ne bola, give it to him to read, and he read. Raghunandan began to weep. Mahaprabhu asked, he was weeping, and Raghunandan replied that no one would appreciate his own commentary after reading the commentary of Mahaprabhu. Raghunandan was disheartened because he had considered himself to be a great logician. So Mahaprabhu had not come to this world to show everyone his erudition as a great logician. Furthermore, he did not want to disturb Raghunandan. For these reasons, he threw his own commentary into Ganga. Did not consider his own commentary to be so important. Yet Raghunandan understood his commentary is far better than mine. Similarly, if we compare ourselves with any pure devotee, we will understand our lowly position, although we may be chanting and performing many aspects of Krishna bhajan. When we can truthfully compare ourselves with Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Krishna Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and Srila Rup Goswami, and with our own Gurudev, we will see that we do not have even a particle of bhakti. When we honestly compare ourselves with elevated devotees, we will be humbled. As long as we do not do so, we will think, I am such a good devotee. I am preaching so well. In fact, I am preaching more than my Guru Maharaj. I am a little bit more advanced than my Guru. So ये सब प्रॉब्लम आती है. Actually, only a Madhyam Adhikari can think, no better. I am worthless in comparison to these elevated devotees. The Kanishka Adhikari cannot think in this way, nor can he be imagined such contemplation. The Uttam Adhikari consider everyone in the world is greater devotee than I. Everyone is my Guru. The Uttam Adhikari gives initiation and makes disciple. It is understood that he is playing the role of a Madhyam Adhikari and is seeing everyone from the Madhyam perspective. समझ में आया? मध्यम अधिकारी सोचता है कि I am worthless compared to other elevated devotees. लेकिन कनिष्क अधिकारी सोचता है he is the best. और उत्तम अधिकारी कहता है कि I am the most fallen. Nobody can be as fallen as me. But when the उत्तम अधिकारी is giving diksha to his disciple, then he is seeing that everyone is actually acting a role of a madhyam adhikari. But his idea is what? His idea is simple, that everybody is greater than me. In conclusion, a genuine devotee will not reveal his bhajan to others. The pure devotee will naturally do not do this, and it is essential for the sadhaka not to do it as well. If someone tells others, I love Krishna, my bhajan is strong, this bhakti will evaporate, such as camphor evaporates in an open doorway. कभी भी अपने भजन की बात किसी को नहीं बतानी चाहिए. We have been discussing this topic because of its relevance to the theme of Krishna's exchanges with the gopis. The incarnate imports in their loving word, if the word I love you, I cannot live without you, are spoken, the beauty of the sentiments vanish. Such love is a third class love. Even so, Shri Krishna, the Nayak, wants to be the first to hear the gopis, the Nayika speaks these charming words, which are like an elixir, and the gopis also wants to be the first to drink that nectar. The mood of both the Nayak and the Nayika are very profound. After welcoming the gopis to Vamsi Vat and addressing them as gently fortunate, Shri Krishna asks them, Priyam Kim Karvani Vaha. What may I have? What may I do to please you? Kim Karwani Vaha. His mood was seemed in contrast to the world. He spoke next. Rajani Esh Ghor Rupa, Ghor Sattva Nishevita. Pratiyat Vrajam Neha, Shreyam Sri Su Madhva. This night is quite frightening and frightening creatures are lurking about. Return to Braj, slender waisted girls. This is not a proper place for women. The external meaning of this word, देखो बोल तो दिया उन्होंने कि लड़कियों के लिए अच्छी जगह नहीं है. You should go. The night is fearful. ये तो external चीज है ना? And घोर सत्व मतलब there are many ferocious creatures, animals roaming about. According to the rule, for the conjunction of letters in Sanskrit grammar, this can also have the opposite meaning. The night is not at all fearsome, aghora, and the animals are not even slightly ferocious, aghora sattva. अगर अ लग जाए आगे तो क्या होता है, मीनिंग चेंज हो जाता है. जैसे कि प्राकृत और प्राकृत, है ना, सात्विक और सात्विक. हाँ, so satya asatya. So the learned gopis understood that Krishna's word had two meanings. So you must go and you must not go. So it is the mood of the person speaking that determines the meaning of his words. And for this reason, Krishna assumed a mood of gravity in an attempt to show his seriousness. Even so, the gopis understood that he wanted them to stay. They felt he is indirectly begging something from us. He is speaking something in our favor. They waited there thinking he should tell us directly what he wants. In Sri Vidak Madhav, Srila Rupa Goswami cites an example of Shri Krishna openly revealing his desire. Krishna told Srimati Radhika, Kathora Bhava Mridvi Va Pranaswamasi Radhike Asti Nanya Chakorasya Chandralekham Vinagati. O Radhika, you may be harsh or gentle. Your face may express a sweet mood or it may express a mood of sulky anger. In your sulky anger, you may not listen to me, even if I offer my head as your lotus feet and beg you to stay here. Instead, you will ready yourself to leave. Whatever you may do, O Radhika, you will always be my life and soul. विदक माधव के अंदर बोला जा रहा है ऐसा. ठीक है, कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं. ये विदक माधव और ललित माधव दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट ग्रंथ हैं हम गौड़ीय वैष्णवों के, और हम लोग डेफिनेटली उसका भी आस्वादन करेंगे बहुत जल्दी. There is a bird known as chakora who only drinks the rays of the moon. कहते ना, श्याम चंदा है श्यामा चकोरी, बड़ी सुंदर है दोनों की जोड़ी. तो चकोर और चकोरी, तो चकोरी होने कौन है, राधा रानी बता रहे हैं कि चकोर एक बर्ड होता है, ठीक है, जो कि मून से नेक्टर लेता है. If he could not drink the moon rays, this bird would die. For the moon, it is its life and soul. In his prayers to Srimati Radhika, Krishna has compared himself to that bird. तो क्या बोल रहे हैं, विरिचयामयि दंडम तीन बंदोदयाम वा गति इह नाम भवता काचित् अन्यमीमांसति निप्त तु सत्कोटिर् निर्मलं वा न वा भवस् तद अपि कील पायोध्य स्तूयते चातकेन. O Lord of the poor, you may do what you like with me. You may give me the mercy or you may punish me. वही जो सेम राधा रानी बोल रही है. क्या बोल रही है? आशीलस्य माम पादरताम विनष्टुमाम, है ना? अदर्शनाम मनमताम करोतुवा. So I have no one to look on in this world besides your lordship. I am just like this chatak bird who always pray for the cloud, regardless of regardless of whether that cloud showers rain or throws a thunderbolt. The meaning expresses here in this way: although I am dishonest and my behavior is nefarious, I have no goal but to attain you. I am like the chatak bird who watches longingly the cloud in the sky, equally regardless of the threat of very dangerous thunderbolt or the promise of sweet thirst, quenching drop of Rohini Nakshatra rain. ये चातक पेड़ जो बर्ड है, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ रोहिणी नक्षत्र के अंदर, या कोई कुछ लोग कहते हैं स्वाति नक्षत्र के अंदर जो बारिश होती है, केवल उसी का जल पीता है. एक मिनट. दिस टेलर कॉन्स्टलेशन नेम रोहिणी इन वैदिक एस्ट्रोनॉमी. ठीक है. अरे रोहिणी नक्षत्र होता है, ये लोग कहते हैं स्वाति नक्षत्र होता है. तो जो चातक होता है वो केवल स्वाति नक्षत्र या रोहिणी नक्षत्र की जो बारिश होती है उसी का जल पीता है. ये तो पीता ही नहीं है पानी. In the same mood, Krishna would tell Radhika, whether you are in the contrary mood or a submissive mood, you are my very life and soul. He would utter enchanting words like these to the gopis, and now as they searched everywhere for him, they recalled how gently, softly, and sweetly he spoke to us. It is stated in the previous chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam कि गत्यानुराग स्मृत विवरमेक्षितायन मनोरमा रमालाप विहार विभमा. Yani, as the cowherd women remembered Lord Krishna, their heart were overwhelmed by his movement and loving smiles, his playful glances and enchanting talks, and by the many other pastimes he would enjoy with them. Gati Smith Prekshan भासनादिषु प्रिया प्रियस्य प्रतिरुध मूर्तयः असाव अहम त्व इति अबलास तद आत्मिका दैवे दिशु कृष्ण विहार विभ्रमः. Because the beloved gopis were absorbed in the thoughts of their beloved Krishna, their bodies limited, and his way of moving and smiling, his way of beholding them, his speech, and his other distinctive features deeply immersed in thinking of him and maddened by remembering his pastime. They decided to one another, I am Krishna. These verses describe some of the symptoms of the gopis. The true sadhaka does anusharana of their mood, which means that he serves Sri Krishna under their guidance. There are two words in this connection. Anusharana, which means to follow, and Anukarana means to imitate. So Anusharana karna hai, Anukarana karna hai. We want to follow, not to imitate. According to our ability and our level of spiritual qualification, we want to be able to follow those who are superior to us in bhakti. And we don't wish to merely imitate them. हमें imitate नहीं करना है, हमको क्या करना है? Follow करना है. For example, we should not imitate the way our guru wear a turban, the way he walks, or the way he carries a stick. We need not have the type of car he has, or the fact that he has a motor car in Vrindavan, another one in Mayapur, and the other is in the West. There is no benefit in imitating him by wearing eyeglasses with the same golden frame as his. Rather, we aspire to follow our Guru's teaching according to our qualification. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है ये, ठीक है। ये कैसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि कलावती माता जी कैन रिलेट टू इट वेरी वेल. We often talk about one devotee, and not one devotee, but so many devotees, they want to like become like somebody, and they often forget their own identity, their own way of life, their own goal of life. They don't know. The two verses above describe the gopis' remembrance of the beloved Krishna. The word Gati indicates their reminiscence of his attractive way of walking. The gopis had seen his charming threefold beholding form when he stood under the shade of a kadamba tree. His black learning against it, and they now remember him. He smiled as he called them by playing an ambrosial mellow of his flute. With his eyes, he revealed everything he wanted from them at that time. We saw you, the gopis say, and we become bewildered. Now we do not know what to do and what not to do. As considered soul, we will speak about Krishna's smile, but the gopis who has actually seen that smile, especially as Krishna's glance towards her, can realize the nectar hidden there. The gopis saw with their own eyes how he walked and how beautiful he looked. And at that time, they considered Krishna certainly wanted us to give him our entire body and mind and heart and all that we possess. They were ready to give him whatever he wanted, and that is why in the second verse of Gopi Gita, they refer to themselves not only as maid servants, but unpaid maid servants. Ashulya Dasika. Krishna had acquired them without any payment. As mentioned above in Srimad Bhagavatam, the gopis refer to Krishna's conversation with them as Mano Ramalap, means conversation that charm the mind. Okay. Now, in the Gopi Gita, they remember how they had replied to him when they first arrived at Vanshivat. Some hours earlier, at that time, Krishna had urged them, leave this place, go back to your home and serve your husbands. They had replied, we consider you our Guru and the most excellent one. There is no Guru in this world who can give us the instruction you gave. You have told us that that we should serve our husband, and we have given a profound explanation as to why a chaste wife should serve her husband, even if he is lame, blind, poor, or bereft of good qualities. These teachings are so beautiful and so marvelous that in your heart we have determined to make you our Guru. So we should worship you first. They have defeated me. Krishna concluded. I must think of something else to say. So Gopi now remembered such captivating conversation. Okay, at that time, they could not appreciate just how delightful these exchanges were. But after Krishna disappeared from their sight, they began to remember them in various ever fresh ways. They now remember his pastimes with them and everything else about him. Those conversations come to the mind of the gopis in the same way that the scene appears in the inner vision of an artist who then creates an image of what he has seen. You know, the previous chapter described how the gopis become so absorbed in Krishna that they begin to think that they were actually him. While imitating him, they exclaim, "Oh, look, I am Krishna. See how I'm walking in such a charming way. And see how I express my love for you." See how I smile and play my flute. Just watch. See how I kill Putana. They were completely absorbed in this mood, and after some time, they fainted. Now, the eighth verse of Gopi Gita, they continue to recall Krishna's enchanting word. At this speak, as they speak, they are so overwhelmed with bliss that they become disoriented for a while and can say no more. And when they return to external awareness, they continue, oh, how beautiful it was when we became bewildered by Krishna's words. Where have these words come from? Water comes from the ocean through the cloud, because the ocean has the power to generate all the liquid in water that gives refreshment and sustain life. It is certain to contain special nectarian potencies. Similarly, all the words coming from Krishna's lotus mouth are exquisite, fascinating, and fully imbued with nectar. We have already become enthralled and enchanted by hearing the word emanating from his lips. So, what would happen if we directly drink the nectar from the very reservoir of those words, his lips? He would be bewildered to point of fainting. We hanker for it. Why does a drunkard not give up the habit of consuming alcohol? एक शराबी शराब क्यों नहीं छूटता? But continues to drink more and more. In this inebriated condition, he falls into the gutter and sewer by the side of the road and imagines, I am the emperor of the entire world. शराब पीने के बाद में क्या लगता है कि मैं दुनिया का राजा हूँ, चाहे वो गटर में पड़ा हुआ हूँ. I am blissfully submerged in the water of the heavenly Ganga. आज मैं गंगा में नहा रहा हूँ, हालांकि नाले में नहा रहा होता है. Or the dogs come and lick his face. He remains absorbed in his illusory world. He drinks because he again wants to experience a condition of bewilderment. In a similar way, the gopi again yearn to be bewildered. According to the gopis, Krishna's words are so thoroughly imbued with elixir that all living creatures of the world are mesmerized by them. Serpents, deers, birds, and all other species listen to his words and become entranced. When he plays his flute or utter any words, or cuckoos stop their singing to listen, and all the males and female parrots become spellbound. Just like sages in meditation, they close their eyes and listen, as do the cow and everyone else. As far as Krishna is concerned, he is pleased to hear the word of his beloveds, especially the word of Srimati Radhika. Her singing is ambrosial, and her speech even more so. With her very utterance, Krishna becomes overwhelmed and bewildered and can no longer pray his flute. How sweet are Radhika and her associates! Krishna longed to hear them say, we yearn to drink the nectar of your lips. The words coming from your lips are captivating, so how beautiful will be the nectar coming directly from your lips. In the praise and the prayers glorifying Radha and Krishna, especially those found in Jaydev Goswami's Gita Govind, we find the example of alliteration. Anuparas Alankar. Anuparas Alankar मतलब an alteration in the repetition of an initial sound, usually of a consonant or a cluster of letter in two or more words or a phrase, line of poetry, etc. It is called initial rhyme. जैसे धीर समीरे यमुना तीरे vasati vane vanamali. So the word vasati vane vanamali all start with this level Va. So these are so there are so many examples of alliteration in Srimad Bhagavatam. One such example in the first verse of Gopi Gita, whether the first and the seventh syllable in each line are the same. Okay? Thus further refined the cadence of the song, making it more melodious. This sound so beautiful. जैसे जयति ते धिकम बताया था ना मैंने जयति ते धिकम तो सातवां वर्ड है जन्म नाम प्रजा तो ज से स्टार्ट हुआ था तो ज से दोबारा स्टार्ट हुआ फिर शरत इंदिरा फिर स से स्टार्ट हुआ शाशरत ही तो लॉर्ड शिवा हैज सम मेलोडियसली टू श्रीमती राधिका इन राधिका कृपा कटाक्ष मखेश्वरी क्रियेश्वरी yeah, which is order in the अर्धवामन तंत्र क्या है ऊर्ध्वामन्य तंत्र मखेश्वरी क्रियेश्वरी सुदेश्वरी सुरेश्वरी श्रीवेद भासुतेश्वरी प्रणाम शास्त्रेश्वरी रमेश्वरी शमेश्वरी प्रमोद कारणेश्वरी व्रजेश्वरी व्रजाधिपे श्री राधिके नमोस्तुते. You are the mistress of all kind of sacrifices, especially of the topmost Yugana Milana Yagya, of all actions, since you are the root of the all the potencies, Mula Shakti Tattva, and of mantras uttered at Yagyas, you are the mistress, not only to the sacrificial offering presented to the demigods, but indeed of all the demigods of the words of the three Vedas and the reinforcement of the scriptures, scripture principle. You are the mistress of Sri Ramadevi, of Sri Kshama Devi, and especially of the delightful Kunja in Vrindavan. When will you mercifully make me your dasi and grant me the qualification to render services in your amorous pastime with the prince of Braja? O Srimati Radhika, owner and maintainer of the branch. This beautiful prayer contains all literally ornaments, including alliteration. If Radha, Srimati Radhika hears someone soulfully sing this prayer, she is so pleased that she bestows her mercy upon that person. Another example of beautiful ornamentation is found in the Shankaracharya glorification of Ganga. Devi Shureshwari Bhakti Gilde Tribhuvan Tarini Tarang Tarange. है ना ये शंकर मौली विहारिणी विमले मम मतिर अस्तम तत्व पाद कमले तो ए आखिरी में you can see that the poetry of Srila Rupa Goswami is still charming than that of the Shankaracharya. How beautifully than the poetry of Srimad Bhagavatam, in which Sri Krishna's own words have come from the lotus mouth of Sudhir Goswami. Gopi Gita says, your words attracts those who are intelligent and learned. यानी बुद्ध मनो गया. तो ये सब सीक्रेट जो है ये कोई इंटेलिजेंट संस्कृत स्कॉलर ही समझ सकता है. तो इसलिए कह रहे हैं तुम्हारे वर्ड्स हैं वो इतने स्वीट है कि that actually enchanting the mind or mind of people. So many Sanskrit scholars know the complexities of Sanskrit grammar, the numerous and the diverse dictionary meaning of all letters, words, phrases, and various intricate meters, and can chant all the Vedic hymns and verses. But they cannot understand Shri Krishna's sublime pastime. When the gopis utter the word Buddha, which means intelligent, they refer to those who are rasik and bhava, those who relish the humor of rasa. One who can understand the inner feeling of Sri Krishna and the gopis actually intelligent. Thus, it is the gopis themselves who are intelligent. They are the most comprehending and learning among all living beings in all the universes. No one is equal to them. The Gopi says that along with the literally ornamentation, Krishna's speech contains many direct and indirect meaning. The word abhidaya, abhida, abhida denotes the direct meaning of an utterance, whereas the word vyagya, vyagya denotes the indirect meaning, and the statement Benares is on the Ganga is an example of Vyangya. अच्छा Vyangya मतलब Vyangya. So Banaras is not actually on the water of the river. It is by the side of the river. On the other hand, to say they were bathing in Ganga is Abhidha. The direct meaning because in order to bathe, people actually enter the water. So similarly, Krishna's every word contains many loving meaning, and his words are sweet. The meaning of his words are sweet, and hearing his word is sweet. Everything about him is so sweet. Adharam Madhuram, है ना मधुर मधुर अष्टकम सुना ना आप लोगों ने. So the Gopis addresses him as Veera. Veera Muyate. Huh? Veera is generally interpreted to the mean one with a bodily strength. But this is not what the Gopis means. They say that you are a Veer because you are fully conversant with the rasa. Raso Vaisa Rasam Hi Evaham Labdvandi Bhavati. He himself is rasa, the integrated form of all mellow filled relationship. And certainly one who achieves this rasa become filled with blessings. So by hearing your delightful melodious word, we become your obedient maid servants. We yearn to hear from them, but your more intense desire is to taste the nectar of your feet, your lips, from where the sweet words have come. So Krishna is Madhur. So this is very important कि भगवान का जो मधुर या गिरा फल्गु वाक्या. अगर हम लोग मधुर अष्टकम पढ़ेंगे तो हम लोग देखेंगे कि कितना सुंदर मीनिंग है उसका. हाँ ऐसे ना अधुरम मधुरम वदनम मधुरम नयनम मधुरम हसितम मधुरम हृदयम मधुरम गमनम मधुरम मधुराधिपते रखिलम मधुरम. हाँ वचनम मधुरम चरितम मधुरम वसनम मधुरम वलितम मधुरम चरितम मधुरम भ्रमितम मधुरम मधुराधिपते रखिलम मधुरम. वेणु मधुरो रेणु मधुरो पाणि मधुरो पादो मधुरो नित्यम मधुरम सख्यम मधुरम मधुराधिपते रखिलम मधुरम. It's an amazing description of मधुर अष्टकम. और उसमें हम देख सकते हैं कि भगवान कितने मधुर हैं और उनकी जो मधुरता है उसको कितने सुंदरता के साथ अलग अलग लोगों ने एक्सप्लेन किया है अपने भाव से. हाँ कोई भगवान को बहुत ही सरल भाषा में रिझाने के लिए भगवान की प्रधानता को स्थापित करता है, तो कोई बहुत ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड या संस्कृत की बड़ी बड़ी शब्दावली के साथ भगवान की ग्लोरिफिकेशन करता है. गलत कुछ भी नहीं है. भगवान के भक्त पे सब कुछ निर्भर करता है. ठीक है. जय जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. एनी टिप्पणी?
नो प्रभु जी, आपने काफी अच्छा बताया, मतलब बहुत चीजें इम्पोर्टेंट.
आज माता जी का बर्थडे है. हैप्पी बर्थडे माता जी.
हैप्पी बर्थडे माता जी.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, thank you. Please pray please pray for me that I should always engage myself in Krishna Bhakti only.
You are already engaged. You are already engaged.
Always engage yourself in the classes, Mataji.
Yes, yes.